Turning 30 feels like a milestone. You hear about it for years, and somewhere along the way, your younger self builds a picture of who you will be when you get there. But then you arrive, and reality and imagination looks very different. That doesn't mean you can't feel content, but it does mean you have to find that on your own terms. Earlier this year, it was my turn, and like any special occasion, I felt that familiar pressure to make it feel significant, to do something worthy of the moment. We're so used to looking outward for that feeling. A party, a trip, something big. But when I finally got quiet and asked myself one honest question, where do I actually feel best right now? The answer was simple. The mountains. My dog. My partner. Space to be creative. A few days away from the noise. So that's exactly what we did. And in this video, I'd like to take you with me back to the crispy spring air of the Swiss Alps. This is a pretty epic way to say goodbye to your 20s. We left Geneva and traveled towards Interlaken. There's something that happens to me when I arrive in the mountains. The air is cooler, and something in me just comes alive. I felt it the moment we arrived. Tofu felt it too, I believe. We had found a small village called Beatenberg, about 20 minutes from Interlaken. Tucked into the mountains in the most magical way. It felt like a wonderful dream I was actually getting to live in. The first day was about landing, slowly. Logging off, preparing food, shopping. Getting a sense of the place. Starting to listen. The singing birds. The feeling of the sun on my face. The scent of trees, flowers, and roaming cows. Drinking coffee here hits differently. Despite not being too far from the nearest town, this place was incredibly quiet. The birds were singing constantly, and I was amazed by them. I wanted to take it all in. This was my last evening as a 29-year-old. I wanted to mark it, to be intentional about the goodbye and practice gratitude for what I've gotten to experience so far. This is a pretty epic way to say goodbye to your 20s. Well, here's to adulting. Cheers. So I created a little space for myself outside with a cup of tea as the sun started to go down behind the mountains, to meditate, to journal, and to pull a card. I have learned to welcome whatever feeling comes up in stillness. That evening I felt calm, grounded, and so deeply grateful for everything my 20s brought me. I left my home in Sweden at 19 and spent most of my 20s in England. When I first arrived, I was driven by external things, chasing something I thought was out there, somewhere ahead of me. It took years to realize that everything I was looking for was happening right here, exactly where I was. I learned to love myself more, to live for what I actually care about, not what I thought I should want. The moment I did this shift, everything in my life changed. And maybe most importantly, I learned to see life as cycles rather than something linear. To not fear change, to not fear endings. I learned this the hard way. During a time in London when it felt like everything around me was rapidly changing or breaking, without me doing anything to cause it. When you start to shift internally, life has a way of clearing what no longer fits. The word that carried me through this time was surrender. To sit with the feeling, to stop fighting it, learn to accept that nothing is forever, not the hard times and not the good ones either. That is when I learned to trust that I will always find a way through. And just as I was deep in my meditation, something caught my eye. A light flickering in the corner of the garden. A solar lamp I hadn't noticed before, slowly waking up in the dark. In that moment, on this special night, I genuinely felt like a witch who had just discovered her power. Then I journaled until it got dark. Later that evening, me and my partner watched Little Women, one of my favorite books and films, one I keep coming back to at different chapters of my life. And when the clock struck midnight, we celebrated quietly. Bubbles, cake, just the two of us. The best kind of beginning. My first day as a 30-year-old, And of course, it did not feel that different. I had a calm morning. And enjoyed the sunshine, as long as it lasted. I have always found my way back to the present through a lens. I never quite saw it that way until now, but even as a child, I built a pretend film camera out of a milk carton, a toilet roll and a stick, and I carried it around at recess, capturing moments. I was 6 years old, and it was already my way of making sense of the world. To observe with a little distance, to see, admire, and learn. I really tried to stay grounded, or as grounded as I could. To breathe, to simply welcome whatever feeling came. But what came more than anything was gratitude. Genuine, simple gratitude. For my husband, for tofu, for my family and the friends scattered across the world who I'm so lucky to love. For the coffee, for being in this place, somewhere my younger self could never have imagined. I have always known that being here is not guaranteed. I came into this world with complications, literal ones. My mom was long overdue and I was way too big. I came close to not making it at all. But somehow the doctors did everything they could. And I arrived. With my left arm carrying the marks of that day. I have lived with that reminder my entire life. It is not something I talk about often, but it is part of how I was shaped. What it meant practically was limited movements in my left arm and shoulder, physiotherapy until I was 18, a surgery at 11, and an ongoing care that is just part of my life now. But what it gave me, through my parents, and the story they helped me build around it, was the understanding that I was meant to be here. That this was not something that happened to me, it was something that made me. It happened for me. You get to choose the narrative you tell yourself. That one has carried me a long way. Birthdays are kind of funny. You're 1 year older, hopefully a little wiser, and still here, still choosing. After a rainy walk, Tofu and I headed home for a cozy day inside. Our last day in this beautiful place. before we headed home, we took one last walk. We had better luck with the weather, so we continued further along the path. To be honest, I did not want to go back to the town. I knew that once back in Geneva, life would get busier again. It always does. But I wanted to bring some of this energy home with me. The energy from the mountains, trees, and landscapes. So I soaked it up as much as I could before taking the train back home. Thank you so much for watching this video and sharing this adventure with me. Sending you light and love.